What is up, everybody? Welcome to Hack My Lineup. We're still doing it, baby. We're still live. We're still on the couch. Been doing this since 2009. Man, it's been crazy. 2009, guys. I was 13 years younger. That's right. Get on the shades before it's too late, before somebody screenshots that. That's right. Man, 13 years. My dog Monte was just a little baby. He was a tiny baby. Now he's almost gone. He's an old man now. He can barely walk. Man, it's been that long. Man, since 2009 we've been doing it. Started from zero. It's been crazy. Man, it's just nuts. What can I say? It's just nuts. Cheers. Sugar-free Gatorade. Oh, man, that tastes great. What is up, everybody? I see Ozai in the building. My Twitch fam, Smushy's in the building. Man, what can we say? You know, this points four thing, it used to kind of get on my nerves as like an excuse. I mean, but I totally get it. It kind of does still. So like I'm in between. I think like, hey, I scored the second most points in my league. I think it's still an excuse. I think it's still like a complaint, but at the same time, it's totally valid. And I'm exploring middle grounds for that. And leagues are changing. I saw some tweets about this the other day. I think actually it was a couple months ago. It was either a TikTok or a Twitter thread. I forgot what it was. And it was kind of explaining like how to make your league more fun. And I've seen this in the tournament that I'm in, the tournament website, FFPC. Let's just get a visual up of that. I'm bringing up a visual right now for you guys. This site here. So in their main event or the big one where it's like I think it's like $350 entry, one of those big events they have, FFPC. What they do is like if you're in first place, you move on to the playoffs in your 12-team league. If you score the most points, you move on to the playoffs. So I think you give away playoff spots to everybody normally. You know, so if you're in first place, you make playoffs. Just putting this in normal league perspective. This is like for $1 million or something, whatever it is, $500,000 or 3 million, whatever. This is the one I play, and I think usually $500,000 grand prize. So in a normal league, all right. So first place you make it, fifth place you make it in the playoffs, and I'm thinking the team that gets the 6th seed after all the 5 teams make it should go to the team that scores the most fantasy points. And it also adds another aspect to the league, kind of, because you're always racing to get a lot of points. So the point that just makes the points for matter even more. and just adds an extra element of excitement to the league. And how could you argue against that other than it makes the league a little more complicated? Look, if it's your first year commissioning a league that and it's your first time playing fantasy football, fine, don't do it. Like it's but for people like us, that have been playing fantasy football for 4 years, for 10 years, or how long have I been playing? I think we're at 18 years now. 18, 19 years I've been playing since Sean Alexander was the first overall pick. I think it's a cool thing. Let me know. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think of that. So again, how about a league, like let's say your home league, your main league, right? The top 5 teams make it like usual. Then after that, the team that gets the 6th seed goes to the team that scores the most fantasy points. I mean, it's because in Smushy's case, he's saying that he didn't score the second most fantasy points in his league. He scored literally the most. So, I mean, you really, your argument is really like, look, man, I had very unlikely, very bad luck this season. It's kind of BS. Trent Sherfield, a good pickup if Waddle is out. I'm going to say no as of right now because Waddle's injury is minor. So I always keep that, I don't like to talk a lot about hypotheticals, woulda, coulda, shouldas, what if, I don't do that a lot. Um how do I okay, there we go. That looks better. So we have to factor that in. Number one, Waddle's injury is minor, so there's a good chance he plays. Number two, I'm not big on Trent Sherfield because the reason why Trent Sherfield has been producing is because he's been insanely wide open. Like the defenses cannot defend all those weapons. You have to defend 2 running backs. You have to defend a really good athletic tight end. I know he doesn't do much, but he's still out there some plays. You got to defend the best wide receiver in football, or at least the top 3, top 5 guy, depending on how you rank them, in Tyreek Hill. And then Jalen Waddle's like a top 10, top 12 wide receiver in football. It's pretty nuts. So I like Trent Sherfield's not an automatic start. This is how wide receivers are in fantasy, especially this year, guys. Let me just break it down to you. Typically, like this is just how it is. You got your elite guys, then you kind of maybe have a little tier below that, and then it's all wishy-washy, right? Who like some guy's gonna get you 11 fantasy points or 9, like that. How we projected that makes no difference. Like, am I starting Deontay Johnson or Treylon Burks? Like, what's the difference here? Like, there's no big difference between the two. It's all wishy-washy. And Trent Sherfield goes right in that wishy-washy. He goes right in the same sea, the same river, the same body of water. He's all in there. It's all the same. It's just, who cares? Plenty of wide receivers in the sea. What matters is elite wide receivers. Or the tier below that. Who's kind of a tier below that? Like Devontae Smith, maybe, or Brandon Ayuk. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head, but you get what I mean. It's a lead or bust when it comes to wide receivers. And if you got one of those guys on your team, you're in great shape. If you got a Jefferson or an Adams or a Diggs, you're in great shape. Tyreek Hill, and now Jamar Chase, now that he's back. You got one of those 5 guys, you're in great shape. Yeah, I mean it's kind of silly. So that's what I'm gonna do. And Smush kind of likes that. Smushy likes that. That sounds weird. Smushy likes that. Smushy likes that. Smushy likes that. It sounds so silly. But he likes my idea. Is in like, look, man, I'm gonna give these 5 spots to the top 5 guys. You 5 are making the playoffs. The 6th seed, I'm gonna give to the manager that scores the most fantasy points out of the 7 guys left. I think that's an excellent way to do that. And I might be able to do something like that in my Patreon league. I don't know yet. I'm just gonna let the season play out, and then I take my break. I take time off. I'm an introvert. I enjoy live streaming and enjoy video production, but it is a lot for me to be on the camera and talk. Like, I know I sound like a natural, um, but it's just really not me. Like, it just takes a toll on me, is all. Like, it's all it is. It's a lot of stress, a lot of pressure putting out content, and I want to be right. I want to help you guys. I want to be the hero. I want to be the guy who's like, oh man, this dude's cool. This dude gives me great advice. He's not stingy. He doesn't beg. Like, you got pressure to be likable. Like, you want to be the guy that people like, and you want to have views and all that stuff. And I know it's not attainable for everybody, like everybody to like me, and every video to pop off and every year to be a huge success. I know it's not realistic, but it's just, and that's not my point. My point is just like, hey, it takes a lot out of me. And then I take my break after fantasy football season. I take a little break. I might go on a little trip or something, like a little nature trip, spend a night or two out in a scary cabin in the woods, uh, fresh air. Hopefully, no horror movie takes place there. And then I reset. And once I do, then I'll start thinking about the 96 team Patreon tournament. What to do if a guy scores a lot of fantasy points. It's kind of a bummed out thing if I'm, in Patreon, this guy has the most fantasy points by far and he gets nothing. He doesn't even have a shot at making playoffs. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that in the 96 team Patreon league. I've thought about giving him a t-shirt, maybe. I mean, that's not really that good. I don't know yet. Maybe we make it a 16 team playoff. I don't know. I did 96 because it's easy to fill. Not too many people get left out. Usually, like 130 to 150 people really want to get in. And so, like, 40 people, or they're always lagging, they don't get in. So I could probably fill, but it's 96 teams is more manageable. It's nice and even. One from each league make it. I don't know. We got to do something about the guy who scores the most points, though. Yeah, he is a deep sleep. Isaiah McKenzie is a deep sleeper. By the way, guys, if we do want to do some hack my lineups, this is the show. If you're new to the show, I welcome you. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn the bell notifications on. What we do on this show, not every time, but if people want, they donate money. They give me their login if they're brave enough, and I hack their account. I log into their account. That's what we do on Hack My Lineup. Other than that, we're just going to be chilling, answering questions, talking about topics that interest me related to fantasy football. And I see some really cool topics here in questions. So yeah, Isaiah McKenzie is a deep sleeper. I saw a really cool tight end question. Where is that? So, oh, there we go. It's from you again. Smooth C, my Twitch fam. Do you prefer Dolchich over Ingram this week, especially since Sutton is out most likely? So the number one reason I love Greg Dolchich, he'll probably make it somehow in my top 5 tight end rankings. I'm really high on Dolchich this week. Rankings come out tomorrow, by the way. The number one reason I like them is they're facing the Chiefs. So this will probably be the number one game where the Broncos will play from behind and will have to put up a lot of fantasy points because the Chiefs don't ease up. The Chiefs will put up a lot of points, and I'm bringing up the lines right now, the Vegas lines. You guys know I love to look at the odds as like a baseline prediction to help me out. And number two, what you said, definitely. Cortland Sutton is doubtful. He's not going to play. Um, let's see how many points. Well, let's figure out how many points are the Chiefs implied to put up. Wow, 9-point lead. A good amount. A good amount. 44 divided by 2 is 22. Plus 4.5. That's going to be 26 and a half. Let's just say the Chiefs will put up 27. Oh, yeah, 9.5 on most of them. So 20. So the Chiefs are implied to put up 27 points, when the Broncos are implied to put up like 17. So final score would be like 27-17. Um, so there we're gonna see some garbage time, and what better guy to throw the ball to in garbage time than Greg Dulcich? You cannot start Jamison Williams yet. Oh, where's my? Oh, I don't have my phone. Oh yeah, there's nobody in line. I appreciate that. Raul sent me $30. Oh, there's nobody in line, man. But you already know how much I appreciate you, bro. Raul, $30. There we go. And so he is number one. Bro, I crushed it in every single league drafting tight end, and I still lost. Like, tight end has just been terrible. I drafted Zach Ertz in half my leagues. I drafted Dalton Schultz in 2 leagues. I drafted Goddard in 1 league, and I drafted Kelsey in 3 leagues if you include the ghost draft. So yeah, I mean, I you can't draft much more perfect than that. At tight end, being realistically, and I still lost because Zach Ertz and Goddard got hurt, and a lot of that knocked me out the playoffs, man. It was hard to overcome Zach, a small. I guess it's not really a small injury. Yeah, it was too tough to overcome. Here's my thing. I would not trust any Ravens wide receivers. There's plenty of wide receivers in the sea. Go look elsewhere. Go get a guy like Isaiah McKenzie, because let's compare Josh Allen to Tyler Huntley. Mark Andrews is already there. We already know Dawson Knox is a huge bust this week. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wasn't as high on Kelsey as I should have been. And when I drafted Kelsey those 3 times, I thought it was dumb, but it was smart. And he saved those teams as much as he could. He did well. 2 of those teams are locked in a playoff spot, by the way. One's third place, one's in first place, and another one I got eliminated in. That's the Patreon League. I had Cooper Cup and Matthew Stafford and Trey Lance. That's why. That's the main reason why. And I think Brees Hall. Nah, just stick with that. I think if you don't have a tight end you're extremely confident in, it's always good to have 2 tight ends. Hold on to Ingram. There's not a big difference between Juju and Demarcus Robinson and Mc. Just roll with Juju. You'll be fine. It's all wishy washy, man. For week 16, Browns D or Rams D? think I'm gonna go with the Browns D. Ride the hot hand and trust teams that are playing with some passion. Rams and Broncos both will have zero passion. Surprised you are answering my questions. That's how it feels. That's how sometimes I answer, you know, it feels to everyone that I don't answer their question, they feel like I'm purposely ignoring them. Um, I get it. I mean, I understand, but it's just not the case, is all I'm trying to say. I don't do it on purpose. I randomly was answering your questions, and then I saw one that I liked. I really like your Greg Dulcich versus Ingram question because I think that's something that applies to a lot of people. Man, I've been getting some crazy emails as of late, man. Lots of good stuff. Um, someone under Gary V who's under someone like under how do I say it? Under someone under Gary V who has someone under them who has someone under them sent me an email yesterday. I've been getting a ton of emails of just like can't even respond to all of them. All right. Let's bring up Raul's login. I love that Raul is on Sleeper. We use his league all the time when we look up stuff. All right. Let me get his login. All right, let's go ahead and hack Raul's league. I will be answering your questions the best I can. If I can't get to them, remember, it's not on purpose. Hit me up with the super chat, and be guaranteed that I will answer it. As of right now, we're gonna hack Raul's lineup. We'll be right back.
You ever done anything dangerous? That is dangerous.
What's up, Raul? Which one are we're only hacking one in two minds to play? What in two minds to play? He must have. There must be a typo. In two minds to play, Burks or Gabe, and Pierce or Cook. Any picks for 15, 16, 17? In two minds to play. I don't get this guy's question. Is it just you just want me to hack this league, right? I'm so confused. Where am I? Oh, not this one. So any given Sunday? In two minds to play. All right, so it's not going to let us make any moves here. So what we're going to have to do is eventually drop a player unless Ken Walker is out. So the first thing we want to do, I'm just going to do my thing. All right, just let me do my thing here. First thing we want to do is check who plays Thursday. I don't think there's any Saturday games yet. So the only player that plays Thursday is Kyron Williams, and we can drop him. Now, let's see in your league settings. How do we see your settings? Is it down here? How do you see your league settings? I'm commissioned every single league I'm in. Can you drop bench players after they play? That's all I want to know. No, it's right here. Copy invite. No, I see that. And it's not here. So weird. What I just want to know if you anyway, I'm gonna assume you can drop bench players that have already played. So the guy I would drop would be Kyron Williams. If you need to drop a player, there's a good chance. I'd say over 50% chance Ken Walker is out. I don't know though. All right, so you would drop Kyron Williams. Everything is good to go for this week. You would want to start Ken Walker over Gabe Davis if he plays. Now we're starting Gabe Davis. I say Gabe or Bergs. I want Treylon Burks if he's fully healthy, but he misses practice Wednesday. He's got a concussion. No one's like getting out of concussion protocol anymore. So as of right now, you're starting Gabe Davis. I would prefer a healthy Treylon Burks, bench Boyd, and I would prefer a healthy Ken Walker over Gabe Davis. You also have Mixon full practice today, so he's trending towards playing. So man, that's good. And I checked out week 15, 16, 17 for you. There's really nothing. I already checked all that stuff out. You're good to go. Your kicker's good to go. Your defense, just roll with the Cowboys D every single week. You got that luxury. Yeah, man, everything's good. I looked at this. This is a very easy team. When I looked at it, it's very straightforward. My only, after looking at everything, my only question was, do I start Gabe Davis? And I looked into it, and it's yes. So the only guy I would bench Gabe Davis for would be Treylon Burks or Ken Walker. Gabe Davis plays early Sunday. Treylon Burks plays early Sunday. Great matchup. Ken Walker plays later on Sunday. So man, you're good to go. And the player, like I said, I would drop is Kyron Williams. Now you didn't answer me because I can't find the settings. I'm gonna be honest, I feel very stupid. I probably could on the phone. I think it's easier. It's not here, bro. I don't know what is I don't know why we can't find the settings. It's just not here. If hopefully you are able to drop bench players after they play, it is a default setting on Sleeper. If not, you may want to just drop Kyron Williams now. I wish I could find the settings. It's not here. Manage corners previous. He says yep, so I think he can. Oh, you can. Okay, good, good. That's all I needed to know anyway. All right, so yeah, you're good. The player I would drop would be Kyron Williams because you got James Cook. You're good. Got James Cook. You got Mixon. You got Dameon Pierce. You're good to go, buddy. All right, and we don't have to look at the other league, right? How you doing in Patreon? It's over. It's over for most of us. Ah. See, look at Bose, bro. Bose scored the most points. Is he sixth place? Oh yeah, we're starting Dameon Pierce. Yeah, we're not starting James Cook at all. Not starting James Cook. Tyler Boyd over James Cook. But and we're 100% benching Tyler Boyd. I don't know. Let me answer some questions. We might do a free hack. I don't know. We might revisit that. We might. I don't know. One free hack. If we don't get another hack, I might do a second hack, and the second hack would be for free. Maybe. I'm not making any promises. Let's look at this guy's waivers really quick. I looked at this. Oops, not wrong. Wrong league. Yeah, let's just take a quick look to see if anybody dropped anyone interesting while we're up here. I'm going to look at week 15 projections. That will help me sort through this a little bit better because no team has a bye. Chuba Hubbard, that's a good one. Remember, this guy's only got 5 bench spots. That's like nothing. Damian Harris, that's another good pickup. I might pick up Damian Harris right now and drop Kyron Williams. I think I would do that. Because if Damian Harris is out, we can put him on IR. You're going to drop Kyron anyway. We can put this guy on IR. I think he has the same value as Kyron Williams. So I'm going to actually do that. I like that IR designation. Okay, actually, let's do projection by season. You got Mark Andrews. Okay. Mark Andrews. Okay, Zach Ertz is out. Goddard's not available. Romeo Dubs is out. Dubs we could add. Man, actually we can't. My bad. We can't make any moves. My bad. We can't make any moves. I forgot. One of these guys has to be out. So just on top of all the stuff I said, consider adding Damian Harris if you can with that out designation. If he hits that out designation, if not him, consider adding just Romeo Doves because of that out designation, just to hoard an extra player. Yeah. Just hoard any player that has an out designation. All right, we're done off this. I saw Val had a question. Would you play James Cook or Pacheco over Ken Walker? And would you play Dallas week 16 versus Eagles? Yeah, so Cowboys D is you probably still going to want to start them week 16 unless you have another elite option. So Cowboys D, I really can't say what's going to like how much I like them week 16, but I don't see them being past like number 5, 6, 8, 9. Like they're still going to be like a top 6 defense that week. So you're going to ask yourself, can I get a top 5 defense and is it worth it? So if I have like the number 4 defense, that's not going to be a big difference from the number 6 defense, which that's what the Cowboys would be. So basically, I'm going to need a super elite option week 16. And you're probably not going to find that. Defense is already very difficult to predict week to week, very difficult to predict season to season. What I'm saying is you're probably not going to beat the Cowboys D no matter who they're playing. They always get you fantasy points. Would you play James Cook or Pacheco over Ken Walker? I need to know more information about his injury. I don't even know if he's going to play. For me, if Walker's healthy, I'm starting him. Like, that's just that. Pacheco's a fine start. He plays at the same time. He's a great emergency option for you if Ken Walker is out. James Cook, I would not start. So James Cook, we're benching for sure, and James Cook plays early, so that would be a bad decision. It wouldn't be a smart decision to start James Cook. So you bench James Cook, then you'll be able to make a decision on Ken Walker versus Pacheco. And if Ken Walker's out ruled out earlier, then you already know beforehand you're starting Pacheco. Both of those guys play later on Sunday, right around the same time, 4 p.m., 4:20 p.m. Eastern, right around that time, whatever, 10 minutes apart. I would start Goddard his first week back if he comes back. I don't know if he's going to come back though, and it might not be next week. Goddard could come back week 16. I don't know. I don't know if he's coming back next week, man. Now, keep in mind that the Niners, when you go up against the Niners, a lot of teams lose their souls. They snatch the soul out of you, like Shane Sun. Who knows Shane Sun from Mortal Kombat? That's what the Niners have been doing since the CMAC trade. They've been winning every game. They've been destroying running backs, destroying quarterbacks, making teams look like they're not even NFL teams. They've been on fire and they've been demoralizing. So no, don't worry about Jeff Wilson. This offense is still great. Mike McDaniel's a genius coach, really elite quarterback in Tua, elite wide receiver in Tyreek Hill, great wide receiver in Waddle. Just this offense is on fire. The defense doesn't help them out, so they're always looking to score points on offense. The Dolphins know they got to put up 3-4 touchdowns in a game to have a chance to win, and they're going for that every time. I would not worry about Jeff Wilson. We know Jeff Wilson's not a RB1. He's a RB2, but a good RB2. So don't worry about him too much. Don't expect him. He's not a top 7 running back. He's not Derrick Henry. He's not Eckler. He's not Saquon. He's nowhere near that. Would you drop Cordell Patterson for Damian Harris? No. I agree with Cole. Who to start at flex? Debo, Ken Walker, or Rashad White? Bench Rashad White. For now, start Debo. Keep tabs on Walker's injury. So my only definitive answer right now is bench Rashad White. Then we're gonna have to wait and see between Debo and Ken Walker. And what Cole is saying is you're probably gonna be starting Debo. Plan on that. Expect it to be Debo and put Debo in that flex spot right now. Hope the Niners win the Super Bowl. Yeah. It would be great, man. What's crazy is Jimmy G would be healthy by then. When is the Super Bowl? Oh man, that's so far out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Jimmy G could be ready. Like the conference finals. That's what it's called, conference championship game. So he could be ready by then. And he'd definitely be ready by the Super Bowl. I think the earliest Jimmy G would be ready would be the second round of the playoffs. And the latest he'd be ready might be like the Super Bowl. So that would be crazy. But I definitely see Brock Purdy starting the first playoff game. Was it more of the 49ers run defense? Yeah, it was. Guys, there's more. there's more to this than stats and yards per carry, run defense, front seven. Stats and normal analysis and advanced analysis is very important, and it's a great tool. Some people could believe in it very little. I think you got to believe in it at least a little bit. Some people could believe, some people that's their Bible and they go 100, they use that 100%. Some people they use it 75%. It's way more. There's more to the game than just run defense. There's a lot. It's them just playing hard AF. Is that they play hard. Right now, Niners are probably the hardest team right now. Nobody wants to tackle them on off when the offense is out there. Nobody wants to face that pass rush. That no one wants to face that D line. No one wants to face the amazing linebackers. They don't want that, man. A great defensive coordinator. I remember the Niners were a bad team, and I don't even remember the quarterback. And then they got Jimmy G a few years ago, and it helped the defense. This happens a lot, by the way. This isn't just a one-off story with my Niners. They traded for Jimmy G. They started winning, and the defense played better. This happens all the time. A lot of things affect a lot of things. There's a lot of emotion in the game, and just playing hard. Just being tough. You got to be tough out there. So the Niners are a really good team, and they're scary. There's a reason why the Niners beat the Rams 9 out of 10 times. They're tough, man. They're tough. They're tough dudes out there all over the field. It was the Niners. That's why Jeff Wilson. And it was not Mostert. There was parts during the game where nobody did anything on the Dolphins. Tyreek Hill all of a sudden got those stats like on just like one drive. Trent Sherfield just scored on the first play. Like other than that, they didn't do anything. Waddle didn't do anything. None of the Miami running backs did anything. I don't think. Let's look that up. I think both of those guys sucked. It's not like, Mostert got 22 carries or something. No, bro, both of them did nothing. Let's see. I just want to make sure I'm right on that. Bro, Raheem Mostert, 7 carries, 30 yards, 3 fantasy points. One guy got 3 fantasy points. The other guy got like 0 fantasy points. Jeff Wilson, 1 carry, 3 yards, 0.3. So, man, it was scary. It's scary going up against the Niners. That's my point. It's not a normal team. They're the hardest team right now, man. They go hard. They're tough as nails, and they go hard. They snatch souls. They snatch the other team's soul. They're like, oh, my God, let's get on the plane ride back. That's what they do. Yes, I am a Niners fan. I guess not really a big Jeff Garcia fan. I didn't hate him as well. I grew up watching Steve Young a lot, and I was, big Niner fan watching Steve Young. That's before the internet, was anything. Bring Cat back. Nah, man, I think it's I think that ship has sailed. I was saying, like, look, man, bring Kaepernick in. He's better than guys like Blake Bortles and Nathan Peterman, but that's way too, it's way, way too late. And I don't think he can really help any team just on the field. I don't. Mostert saved a big game for the LAC this week. Maybe I might have to play Mostert because of all the injuries. Who was your biggest fantasy bust you drafted? Off the top of my head, I don't know. There's so many busts. I didn't draft Kyle Pitts. That's good. I don't know. Jonathan Taylor was close to it, but now he's back with the new head coach. Cooper Cup, Brees Hall. I don't know, dude. There's so many. I think one thing that really hurt me was not drafting wide receivers in some of my leagues and having my that's really so this is kind of a sexy like ESPN headline question. And I didn't draft Kyle Pitts, so I don't have that one like, and that's like the biggest. But I have no teams with Waller, no teams with Kyle Pitts, and those are like huge busts. So I think what caused my teams to look really dumb though was avoiding wide receiver in some of my drafts. I didn't do it in all of my drafts, but that ended up hurting. Not having an elite wide receiver, as in like CeeDee Lamb or better, hurt me. I had blind faith in Darnell Mooney. I think I drafted Brandon Cooks in one league. I drafted Darnell Mooney in two leagues. Um, McLaurin wasn't that bad. Allen Robinson, like it really hurt. I think that's really like my bust moment. I'm gonna sit here and say Brees Hall is a bust. I got made fun of, and I've been yelling about Brees Hall throughout the draft process, and he was amazing. He was on his way to be a top 3, top 7 running back. I don't know. Let's just say top 5. I mean, the dude was just out of control. He was even better than Najee, way better than Najee last year. He was insane, and he even exceeded my expectations. I'm not gonna sit here and say a bust. And same thing with Cooper Cup. Like, he was great. I drafted Cooper Cup in one league, the Patreon league. So I don't really have one guy I could say it was a bust. Definitely have one strategy that was a bust. Yeah, I hit on every one of my tight ends when they were healthy. Um, this is the only year I've done that. That's crazy. It's like impossible to do. Quarterbacks. There we go. I missed on some quarterbacks. Definitely Matthew Stafford was a bust. Brady was a pretty big disappointment. Trey Lance. I drafted Trey Lance in 2 leagues. That was bad. Trey Lance in 2 leagues. Super flex leagues. I busted on QB with Aaron Rodgers, with Matt Ryan, Russell Wilson. So yeah, those definitely like quarterbacks would be like the one guys I would identify as a bust. I'm not worried about dude's schedule. Yeah, I don't care about the schedule. He's fine. He's done well in regardless. Yeah, I'm not worried about him. You need to be concerned about Tua's health, and that's it. Don't worry about that. You have Tua. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're spoiled. All right. You could have been like me and drafted Russell Wilson, Trey Lance. I'm a Niners fan. Would you say Sutton's a wide receiver 1 or Judy? It's supposed to be Sutton, but it's not. It is Judy now. This is a this is a this is a this is a totally different conversation. So I'm not gonna speak on this specifically, Val, but what I say is, look, if you're thinking about tanking in Dynasty, what you need to do is have the league on sleeper, number one. Number two, set it for maximum points. So there's a thing on sleeper, and I can't show you because it's only on the app, to just go by maximum points. That's the setting we use in our dynasty leagues to determine draft order. So basically, it's like, even if I benched all my players every week and scored a 0, it would go by maximum points. It'd be like, look, if Couch started the best players he had, optimized his lineup, he would have 2,000 fantasy points. And that would be good enough for 7th place, so it goes by max points. So that way you don't have to worry about crap like this, about like, oh, Val is benching his starting players. Val is starting an injured player. Val is tanking and should be shunned from the league. It just completely takes out that, and you could compete every single week. You could still have a lottery too. For the bottom 6 teams, you could still have a lottery. So it's like, so that just goes to that. Every league is different. If I tell you to do something, Val, and you do it, and then you get kicked out of the league, it's like, bro, how am I supposed to know how your league mates are? If they don't care and no one's paying attention, then do whatever the heck you want. Do what it takes to win, whether it's now or whether you want to win in 2026. I don't care. You know how this works, Val. You know how dynasty leagues work, and you know your league. I don't know the guys in your league. We had to kick out a guy in our dynasty league 4 weeks ago. Yeah, dude. The only wide receiver I drafted was Cortland Sutton. Thankfully, I drafted Hopkins too. I'm just talking about like week 1. Boyd, Deontay Johnson, or Zay, full PPR. Is Deontay Johnson healthy? Let's bench Zay Jones. So it's between Deontay Johnson or Tyler Boyd. I'm leaning Deontay Johnson. Is he healthy though? I don't know what. I remember something about Deontay Johnson or Steelers running back. Limited practice Wednesday. Has been nursing since October. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Deontay Johnson. Why would you draft Russ over Burrow? That's just that doesn't make any sense. When we took Russell Wilson in a Superflex league that I co-managed someone else with, Lamar Jackson was taken, Joe Burrow was taken, and maybe another quarterback was taken outside of even Herbert, Josh Allen, and Mahomes. So like 5 or 6 QBs were taken. So I mean that's just bad. I don't know what to tell you, man. Look at my rankings. Now, why don't you go off my rankings? I had Russell Wilson ranked like QB9. Where did I have Russell ranked? Yeah, I mean, come on, bro. I had him ranked QB9. Oh, this is a TikTok of me, by the way, talking about how I'm going to regret not drafting Jalen Hurts. That's so funny. And I did for sure. But I had Russell Wilson ranked number 9. Like, how could you do like why? I don't understand why you did that. You totally disobeyed the couch fam. You went against the family. This is me on a TikTok saying how dumb I am for probably ranking Jalen Hurts too low. And yes, I was correct. I was dumb. But what you did was much worse, my friend. I got Joe Burrow at 5. How you gonna draft? How you gonna draft Russell Wilson over Joe Burrow? What are you, a Broncos fan? What do you live in Colorado? You go skiing? What is up with you, dude? What's wrong with you, bro? Joe Burrow? Are you kidding me? Is anybody going to beat Joe Burrow's college record ever? Come on. Justin Herbert, there's a lot to that too. I think it's because the Chargers are cursed, plain and simple. It's a lot. He got injured, and it was very serious, the rib injury. His O-line, I think, is one of the least reasons to blame. I think it's his wide receivers getting hurt. He's never had a full fleet of healthy wide receivers and tight ends this year while he was healthy. It's never happened. And let's face it, they're cursed, and it probably never is going to happen. So he gets hurt. Keenan Allen gets hurt. Mike Williams gets hurt. Gerald Everett gets hurt. All the backup running backs behind Eckler get hurt at one point. His backup tight end gets hurt. Jalen Guyton gets hurt. I mean, we basically went over the whole offense here. And then you're talking about the O-line. Hey, I'm not here to get slandered. What are you talking about? You You the one who said you drafted Russell Wilson over Joe Burrow. I have to tell you, it's not slander. I have to tell you that that was a very bad move, and I have to make that clear. It's okay. I can coddle you. I can tell you, like, oh man, better luck next year, this and that. And I'll tell you that when the time is right. But I'm doing something here where I'm helping people give advice, and I always keep it real. Drafting Russell Wilson over Joe Burrow was a huge mistake. Huge. And I don't condone. Every Wednesday I come out with a video. Every Tuesday I come out with a video, my friend. Go watch that. It's the waiver wire video. Go check it out. I did an extensive segment on defenses. So go check that out, my friend. What are you doing? It's very extensive. It's really like none other. It's a very extensive. I mean, I've only done that on this one guy, right? Just to, I just wanted to be clear. Don't take it personal. Yeah, make sure you watch this video. Still ended up with Lamar with trades. I don't know if that worked out well. It didn't work out well either. That was not necessarily your fault though, because I liked Lamar. That's not really your fault. That's at least excusable. That's more bad luck. Yeah, bro. Watch this video because I got defenses and then I got defenses for the playoffs. So make sure you do watch this. Lots of good information here. It's really not for me. I know I've been not as good as usual the last month or two, which has been terrible. So yeah, you're right. But usually I'm pretty good at predicting kickers. This week wasn't as bad. Um wasn't that bad. They're just the top 9 kickers just came out of nowhere though, but it's all about having a decent kicker. Like, I mean, I had Jason Myers kicking in a couple leagues. Of course, I had Brett Maher going. Like, I don't know what the heck happened there, but it's not as hard as you think. It's just the past month or two um has definitely seemed that way though. Garrett Wilson, Swift, or ETN PPR. No, I'm not even gonna do Pro Bowl voting. I'm just gonna save my time. You guys do the voting for me. Garrett Wilson, Swift, or ETN full PPR. Well, man, it sounds like you got a great team. You're tuning into this live stream. That means you're probably in the playoff hunt, or you're probably locked into a playoff spot. Um, Andre Swift, 51% of snaps. That's kind of he's back to himself. I'm gonna go with who the Vikings play. I think I'm gonna go with Swift on this one. You really can't go wrong. You know what? I would bench ETN. I would bench ETN. Go ahead and go with Swift. That's some guy saying some compliments to me. Kevin says, "Thank you, Couch. Been watching your channel for a number of years now. I wish I could rub my fingers through your beard to show my appreciation." Okay, well, at least that was an easy one. I don't have to do a lot of, I don't have to really answer a question. I appreciate that, Kevin. Silver. By the way, guys, if I won't be able to answer every single question. If you want to get your question guaranteed to get answered, hit me up with a super chat donation and I will answer it. Ramondre, Jamal Williams, James Conner. Which two in non PPR first round playoffs? Thanks. So we have to bench one. You never benching Ramondre Stevenson, right? That's not happening. So we're starting Ramondre. He's an RB1. And then I think we're starting James Conner. So number one, start Ramondre. Number two, start James Conner, and then you got number three, Jamal Williams, who's a decent start as well. Bro, I never even picked up Jacoby Myers. I don't know. I don't trust him. So he was never on my team. So I guess, yeah, you can drop him. Feel free to drop him. Patterson for AJ Dillon. They're both on bye, too, is the thing. That's what's funny. Let's look at the I don't know why AJ Dillon's available in your league. I guess it makes sense. I guess so. I like AJ Dillon's games here. That's a good matchup. I think we're gonna just stick with Patterson. Man, this is a tough schedule too. No, do not bench ETN for James Cook. No. Yeah, there's a lot to worry with Brady and Mike Evans. And I see your other comment. It's not that simple. Sometimes Godwin is the guy, but Brady's just missing a lot of deep throws and missing a lot of throws, period. They got to clean that up. They got to be on the same page. Brady's got to be more accurate, more about the timing actually than accuracy from what I see. Miscommunication, slight miscommunications, slight misfiring, slight timing, slight chemistry issue. I think it's easier to connect with Godwin depending on the play and the distance of the throw, the short game and the matchup, and also yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to say actually. Is Mike Evans more down the field, low percent throws when it's down the field. There's definitely some worry with the Bucks offense. Okay. You tuned in still, so man, if you're making playoffs, man, I hope you win still somehow, some way. Sounds like you're a playoff team, bud. So hope you made it in the playoffs. Hope you go far. Higgins, Lockett, ETN, Flex, 12-man PPR. And this one is so hard. So we're going to go ahead and bench T. Higgins. So it's between Lockett and ETN. Tough call between those two. Very tough call. I think I'm going to go with ETN. League winners Travis Kelce, Jalen Hurts. Those are actual league winners. Probably not the answer you wanted, but that's my answer. Full PPR, Gabe Davis or Donovan Peoples-Jones. I'm assuming that's what that is. We are starting Gabe Davis. Yeah, I know what you meant. I know it, but Christian Watson for sure. Traylon Burks is on the cuff. He's not there. Yeah, Christian Watson. That is it. That's it. DPJ. I don't know yet. I don't know. I thought that was it, but nah. I can't even say DPJ yet. Definitely, definitely Christian Watson. Yeah, definitely Christian Watson. Um, trying to think. Yeah, it's just every week fantasy's been changing so much. Greg Dolchich could be one. Greg Dolchich. Tyler Conklin's one of my big sleepers. Ravens D or Steelers D. So I would start the Steelers D, especially if TJ Watt's playing. TJ Watt is going to be one of the biggest. I'll see a funny comment. Yeah, TJ Watt. Let's just assume to make my answer sound better, to make me sound smart. If TJ Watt's good to go, I'm definitely starting the Steelers D. Are you actually Tyler Conklin in disguise? No. Yeah, I saw that. And I wondered the same thing. It's a home game, and that's all I got, right? That's the only reason I saw that. That was such a weird thing. I was like, what is this? Lions are kind of on fire right now, though. But it's only been one game. They've only been on fire for one game. They're at home. I mean, shoot, man. Bet on the Lions. Team doesn't even travel, right? Isn't Minnesota right next to Detroit? So they're here. And then, wait. Oh, Michigan's here. Yeah, they're super close. How is that a 2-hour flight? That should be way closer. I don't even think that's not a 2-hour flight, dude. There's no way that's two. It's got to be a little shorter than 2 hours. Maybe an hour 40. Bro, it's right here. Yeah. Hey, if I was a betting man, I take a boat. Yeah. A boat through the frozen tundra, the frozen lakes, the lakes of death. Well, I got to go soon. I have to set my lineups for this tournament. And I got to do it before midnight Eastern time. So I'm not even going to be able to do it right. But I got to go through at least some of my lineups. What do I got? Less than 2 hours. Any last minute questions? I can answer a couple more before I head off. Maybe lazy, but Eagles D seems safe through playoffs. Over guessing at matchups. Thoughts? None of the top defense are available in my league. Yeah, so you have no choice. And that's what I was saying about the Cowboys D. I got a question about that. You got no choice. It's not being lazy. Defenses are very tough to predict. Tight ends are very tough to predict. And kickers are very tough to predict. So if you do have a good kicker or defense, an elite kicker, elite defense, elite tight end, then let's be lazy, quote unquote, lazy. Hey, none of these adjectives matter. Bold, stupid, lazy. You know what matters? Winning, making the decisions that gives you the highest percentage chances of winning. That's all we care about, the Couch Fam. That's it. We don't care about nothing, bro. Week 15, love the matchup. Week 16, not a good matchup. Week 17, great matchup. I'll take that. And you know what? You should be thankful you have the Eagles D. There we go. Told you I wasn't 2 hours, 1.5 hours. Flight from Michigan to Minnesota. But who knows? We can't trust anybody. No one's to be trusted. Talking about Jameson Williams. Oh, I lost. I lost that. I came in second place. I barely got beat, huh? That was good. Hey, at least that one beat the brain. That was for freaking $400. I did not want to lose $400. All right, last question. Kenny, thanks for tuning in every live stream, Kenny. Pick 2 for flex. Rondell Moore. I mean, he's already out for me. So it's Josh Palmer, Rashad White, or Mac Hollins. Let's go with Palmer. Who do the Chargers play? I think it's a good match. Yeah, let's go Josh Palmer for now. Rashad White. Really like that. Mac Hollins. You didn't say if it's full PPR. Yeah, it's going to impact him for sure, but I still like Palmer. Assuming it's full. Yeah, I mean, let's just start Palmer and Mac Hollins. DeAndre Swift or Miles Sanders, full PPR. Miles Sanders probably has a higher floor. I like him. He's a great start. But for me, especially now that we need to score some fantasy points most of the time, we're going to go with DeAndre Swift here. Yep, that's right. Those are your answer. Go with Palmer and Mac Hollins. Of course, keep tabs on Mike Williams. Keep tabs on Rondell Moore. Yeah, no, Browns are great, but it's like, yeah, and that's right. Lazy is just one of the small things that could describe this. You have to drop. You're not going to drop the Eagles D number 1. You're going to have to drop players and pick them back up, and nothing's a guarantee. And you can guess Ron, that's for sure, because it's hard to predict every week. You're going to guess Ron. Things are going to happen. You're going to take up an extra roster space. You're going to have a lot more stress. So it's like you're doing all of this for what? For possibly gaining 1 fantasy point for 1 week? Who cares? Roll with the Eagles D. Go get yourself a James Cook or, just someone's handcuff, whether it's Samaje Perine or Jordan Mason. Like, go get a handcuff. Don't waste roster space. All right, guys. I got to set my lineups for this tournament. I love you guys. You guys are freaking amazing. Hit me up anytime in the comments on YouTube. I really answer questions. I really read, tweets and all that. I do my best. All right, we'll end it with this one. It's a quarterback question. All right, well, I'm going to answer one more. That's how much I love you guys. Last one, though. This one's for real. Last one, though. Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, Geno Smith, or Mike White. All right, we're benching Mike White. We're benching Jared Goff. So this one's between Geno Smith and Kirk Cousins. Man, okay, at least I narrowed it down. Geno Smith. Where are we? Oh my God, I have so many tabs open. And Kirk Cousins. Oh, this is the last question for sure. I gotta go Kirk Cousins. It's really close, man. You really can't go wrong with those two. But we're for sure benching Mike White, and we're gonna bench Jared Goff. We're really close between those two for week 14. All right, guys, I'm gonna take off. Appreciate you guys. Peace out.